everybody. Hopefully you can see me out there. Welcome to the Bad Elf webinar. This is going to be our first webinar in a summer series that we're going to be providing to all of our customers, Bad Elves, and other people out there interested in GNSS technology. So we are happy that you made it here today. So making sure that everybody's time is accounted for, we're going to jump right in. And I want to make sure that you are aware of the two people that are going to be moderating and presenting today. My name is Dr. Nicholas Smolofsky. I'm the Director of GIS Solutions at Bad Elf. Our moderator for today's session is Larry Fox. He's our VP of Marketing and Business Development. Hopefully, or if you've been around for a while, you've either talked to myself or Larry. So it's always great to see names pop up that we are familiar with. I want to quickly mention that Bad Elf is a 10-year-old company specializing in integrated GNSS solutions. So if this is the first time that you're being introduced to a Bad Elf product, welcome. Another thing I want to make sure that everybody's aware of, that this moderated session, that if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please use the question and answer function in the Zoom webinar that you can find at the bottom of your screen. Type in any questions you may have. Larry will be consolidating those questions and answering those. We'll be answering those questions at the end of the session. So why don't we go ahead and get started? So the overview today, we're going to be doing a couple things. The goals of today's webinar is to really introduce the greater public to the Bad Elf Flex. We want to demonstrate why we named it the Flex and really show you why it's flexible, to demonstrate its flexibility. We'll talk about how flexibility comes in a lot of different ways: price, accuracy, and hardware, software versatility. We're going to also discuss economic context and value. We know these are crazy times right now, and the bottom dollar and being efficient and bringing the best solution for your organization has never been as important as it is now. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a question and answer session at the end. So how's this going to look today? Logistically speaking, we've got 30 minutes of total run time, 20 minutes for the presentation, 10 minutes for the question and answer, and we're going to get you guys out of here with plenty of time. If we do not get to your question today, there will be an email at the end of the presentation. We'd really love to hear from you, so please feel free to reach out to us, okay? All right. Last but not least, before we get started, this is going to be the first webinar that Bad Elf is presenting this summer. We're going to do a slew of these. We'd love to hear from you about what types of topics that you would like to learn or see or watch. Perhaps it's about the Flex, maybe it's about other products that Bad Elf has, or best management practices. We'd love to hear from you. If you have anything you'd like, we are here to teach and present and be with you all summer virtually. So, introducing the Bad Elf Flex. If you're not familiar, this is going to be our new GNSS system. You can see right here next to me, this is the actual system, the Bad Elf Flex, right? And so the Bad Elf Flex has been really an amazing thing to be a part of. Over the last number of years, Bad Elf has asked our customers, what do they want in their next GNSS solution? And honestly, we used our two ears, we kept our mouth shut, and we listened. And based on the feedback we got, this is the product that we were able to develop. So we're very proud of it. It also complements our other Bad Elf product lines. So perhaps you use consumer or some of our GIS mapping grade products like the GNSS Surveyor or Pro Plus. This system here is really going to dive in and get us to that last spectrum of the portfolio into what we call that survey grade or high accuracy GNSS. I also want to mention that the system's now been out officially since the beginning of the year. We debuted it last year at the Esri Users Conference and then also in Europe at Intergeo. And since then, we've had a really fantastic early adopter program where we've worked with dozens and dozens of organizations from big to small, from government to private, from NGO to educational. And we've really been able to talk with them, work with them, and we're seeing some fantastic results. And so some of the people here we've noticed that are some of our faithful EAP customers. And so this has just been a really great kickoff of this product. We've seen some really, really amazing interest in the product already. One of the things that we really are proud about with this new solution is what we call the democratization of GPS. we feel that everybody in the world should be able to have access to high accuracy GPS that's cost affordable. Okay, so that's a big thing for us. That's called the democratization of GPS. No longer do we have to give up our firstborn baby to have a survey grade GPS solution. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the starting price at $299. If you were part of this EAP process prior to this or as of today, I want to let you know that we still have some introductory early adopter program or EAP pricing. So over the next month, if you are interested following this webinar for that special pricing, please go ahead and reach out to myself or Bad Elf at sales@badelf.com. sales@bad-elf.com. It'll be at the end of the presentation, but we do have some introductory EAP pricing still continuing, but know that starting here very shortly, that price will be $2,999. One of the things that we've integrated to make this an affordable unit is what we call gamification. We've turned it into a system like your cell phone, perhaps your kids have those games where you pay to play. And so affordability-wise, you can dive into the Flex at what we call the standard level, or you can dive in and get our unlocked extreme level, which we're going to be reviewing today, or you can do our new hybrid solution with Bad Elf tokens, which are daily rate tokens that will enable a standard Flex to become a high accuracy Flex. And so we're going to be talking about that today as we move along. So again, we call it affordable because at that starting price of under $3,000, we spoke to our customers. Our customers said our average CapEx expenditure is around $3,000, and if you can put us under that price, you know, this is going to be a solution for you. Additionally, that unlocked Flex would be just an additional $2,500 to get a fully survey grade rover down to centimeter or even sub-centimeter. You're now talking roughly $5,500. So let's talk about accurate. How is the Bad Elf Flex accurate? Off the shelf, this unit right here, out of the box, you're talking 30 to 60 centimeters of accuracy in most of the United States, or I'm sorry, most of the world. And that, again, that's turn the unit on, Bluetooth pair it with your tablet, or use it in a standalone logging method. And you're talking 30 to 60 centimeters with SBAS in most places of the world. And that's the standard Flex. From there, you can use a token for $25 a day, and that token would then unlock the Flex for a 24-hour countdown period. That $25 does a few things. So if you think that the standard Flex at 30 to 60 centimeters is the 4-cylinder engine you're familiar with, maybe your Honda Civic, when you unlock the Flex with either a token or the perpetual unlock, which we'll talk about in a second, that 4-cylinder now becomes a V8. And so instead of being GPS L1, now we are quad constellation, multi-band. So it's a much bigger engine. But additionally, it now gives you access with those tokens to two things. One, L-band satellite corrections, which again, most places in the Earth will give you somewhere in that 5 to 10 centimeter accuracy range horizontally. Or, and that's real quick, a great solution if you're off-grid, you're out in the sticks, perhaps a developing country, somewhere you don't have LTE connections, right, or internet connectivity. It also gives you access to RTK networks. So most of the major RTK networks out there, whether it's state-provided, country-provided, UNAVCO, you name it, or even some of the other pay services like SmartNet, we're able to connect into any of those RTK systems via N-Trip with our Bad Elf Flex app. And so that's the token methodology. So perhaps you collect GIS grade data most of the time and you're out collecting utility boxes and posts and signs. But on a Friday, you want to fly a drone project and you need to tie that data down. Well, you could use a token, ingest the token, and for 24 hours, you get all of that high accuracy access to go and fly that drone site. Last but not least, let's say you're more of the surveyor type, you're out field collecting data every single day of the week, right? You're not going to want to use tokens because you can do the cost, analysis there. You'd want to potentially unlock the device forever, and that would be that additional $2,500. And so if you're going to be using it in a survey RTK mode all the time, we absolutely recommend unlocking the Flex. So multiple ways depending on what you need for your solution. Again, we listened to our customers and they said, we want to be affordable and accurate and flexible, right? So last but not least, we talk about the Flex being versatile. So why is it versatile? You can see at the bottom of your screen on the presentation, we're app agnostic, right? So what does that mean? That means we can use any app, almost any app on an iOS, Android, or Windows-based platform that can be paired with the Bad Elf Flex. So an Esri art collector or microsurvey, Field Genius, you can utilize those apps in combination with the Bad Elf to get high accuracy. So we can play with everybody. We want to dance with everybody, okay? We don't live in proprietary land. We want to be outside of our own ecosystem, and we want to be specializing on what we're good at, which is hardware, and we want those companies that specialize in software to specialize in what they do well, and we link together. Next, the Flex can be handheld, so it's ergonomic. You can see here it's got some handheld, so if you want to hold it in your hand, use it as a standalone, you can. Or you can mount it on a pole with a traditional survey pole, or even a camera monopod, so a 5/8 inch connector or quarter 20. We discussed already RTK satellite corrections, our RTK corrections and L-band corrections. It's versatile, so the battery itself is about 11 hours of data collection in the field. It also has a USB on-the-go plug in the back, in which if you want to hook an external battery pack to it for extra battery life, you can. Or if you want to back charge, say, a tablet or phone in an emergency situation, you can. So all-day battery life. We know that you guys go out and work long days, and so we need to be there for you. It's a trans-reflectant screen, so it's really bright in the sun. So the brighter it is, the brighter the screen. You can also adjust the backlight if you need. And that also brings up a great topic, right? And so you notice that this GPS device has a screen. And so there are a lot of units out on the market today that have no screen. So we talk to our customers, and what we've heard is they don't like blinking lights. They don't feel comfortable with just a black box solution and not knowing what's happening. So with a screen like this, we can show the user all of the metadata coming down from the satellites and what this system is doing. And so you can have a high fidelity of data and feel very confident in what you're going to collect. Last but not least, it's rugged and waterproof, so IP65 rated. One of the tests we do, and I'm proud to say, we dunk this sucker in a bucket of water. We make sure it runs all night, and it's still running the next day. Obviously, I wouldn't recommend throwing yours in water, but we want to make sure it's versatile, rugged, and waterproof. So one of the things that makes this solution so special is its platform flexibility. So earlier, I mentioned that the Flex, we want to dance with anybody. And so if you're an Android person, if you're a Windows person, or you're an iOS Apple person, you are good to go. We can match, we can work with you. Again, I've said this a few times. We've talked to our customers. We did a lot of surveying, and what we found out are everybody still uses all three platforms. Maybe a surprise to you, but yes, we want to support everybody, right? Additionally, in the iOS platform, we are MFI certified. And so we go the extra step to make sure we're fully capable of integration with these platforms. Last but not least, you can download our Flex app, which is the utility app, which would help you, say, connect to RTK via InTrip from those app and play stores. And so again, we have the flexibility to work on any type of tablet or phone, assuming you have Bluetooth connectivity and you're running one of those three OS types. Additionally, we're flexible in terms of the app. So once you've got your tablet or your phone, you get to pick which app you use on that phone to collect the data. And so we have a ton of customers out there that like the Esri platform. And so if you're using Collector, Survey 123, Quick Capture, Workforce, Tracker, this is a great application for you, a great solution for you. Perhaps you've used Canopy or Ike or Microsurvey Field Genius, which is a fully survey grade, full survey workflow with stakeouts and geodal transformations, etc. We allow you to use the app you want to use. If you have a proprietary solution, we have an SDK and API available, and we're willing to work with that custom integration with you as well. And you can see here that we want to be a piece of the puzzle, and we want to help you make that final portrait based on the ecosystem of software and hardware that you use, right? We don't want to force you into anything. So quickly to summarize, what is the value proposition of this Bad Elf Flex? Well, we're accurate, we're affordable, and versatile. So we mentioned, number one, 1 centimeter RTK via Ntrip. So that's connecting to an RTK network with our online Ntrip server through our app. 5 to 10 centimeters via satellite corrections worldwide. 30 to 60 centimeter via SBAS. 1 meter autonomous. We can do post-processing capable. So if you're a drone person, you don't want to use any apps, you don't want to use any tablets, and you want to go take rapid static or static shots and post-process your data, say with the Opus system, or you absolutely can. And so a lot of our users want it to be very simple. And so we follow the old Navy adage, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. And so if you want to do some really easy data collection on here, perhaps you're working with people that are not traditional surveyors or GIS technicians and maybe aren't as familiar with all the geodetic concepts. We've made it easy enough that anybody in the field can collect data. We are multi-frequency and multi-constellation. So we use all of the satellite constellations available, GLONASS, GPS, Galileo, BeiDou, you name it, we're there, L1, L2, L5. We are ready to go as well as the new BeiDou system comes online and with some of its new features. You see the affordability there at a sub 3,000. Remember too that we do have some special introductory pricing right now that if you want to get on board with, it will be available for the next few weeks. However, that will be going away. So if you are interested, please make sure to reach out to us. We discussed how we are affordable in different tiers. So we have the standard and we have the unlocked, but you can also use tokens if you'd like to do that gamified pay to play scenario, right? So lots of options there. And versatile. We're easily adaptable to a variety of different types of activities, data collections that you may be doing out in the field, whether it's, again, mapping GIS grade, so, utilities and things like that, or shooting true topo, hitting curb lines, marking out property boundaries, doing staking, you name it, we're ready to roll. You can see there we've got all kinds of different versatility options, whether it's the battery life, working with different types of apps, working with different types of OSs, you name it, we're ready to roll. So where does the BAD-ELF Flex fit in for you? Well, it's like I mentioned, it's this puzzle piece. We've got a ton of customers out there right now using the Flex with LiDAR solutions, using it with drone solutions, using it to tie down ground control. We've got currently Flex users all throughout the contiguous United States doing GIS collection for municipalities, for large government agencies, organizations like, Army Corps of Engineers and things like that on a wide scale, right? We've also got users across the globe taking these units in different countries and utilizing it, right? And so we've really been impressed with the current early adopter program people that have been working with us over the last 6 months to really make sure this is a rocket ship of a launch. And it's been amazing to see how these people are utilizing it. And stay tuned, we'll be putting out some really interesting case studies about these data that I think you're going to find interesting, whether it's on drones or utility collection. It's going to be some neat stuff. Another thing I want to make mention here is, again, because we are adaptable, you can use this for GIS grade stuff or survey grade. I want to make sure that everybody is understanding that this unit here is absolutely a survey grade rover. And so for $5,500, you can go out with an RTK network and utilize this system every single day with a 1 centimeter accuracy with a 1 second observation shot. That is amazing accuracy. And we figure something else out here, and I'm gonna tell you a little secret, right? Accuracy is addictive, and you're gonna notice once you start using these high accuracy units that you're not gonna want to stop. So hopefully in the last 20 minutes, I was able to introduce you to the BAD-ELF Flex, get across a few points to you on the versatility, the affordability, and the accuracy. I wanted to make sure that you guys realize that it can be utilized in custom integrated solutions with an API or SDK. You can utilize it with systems like Esri or other traditional survey programs. You can even use it with things like Avenza Maps or GIS Pro or Google Maps on your phone. It is versatile. So I want to open up the last 10 minutes of this first summer webinar session to the questions that I've seen being coming in. So I'm going to ask Larry Fox to jump in here. Let me make sure and ask him to unmute himself. And hey, Larry, how you doing, sir? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, absolutely. Can you hear me?
I can. So, hey,
Excellent.
Larry, what kind of questions do we got, sir?
So the first question we have is, will Bad Elf Flex be able to use laser offsets?
Will Bad Elf Flex be able to utilize laser offsets? Absolutely. And so you may have noticed that we mentioned Ike. While that's not a laser system, we absolutely work with things like LTI and Leica distos, different rangefinders. There's a couple different ways that we can interact with that. And if you're interested, please reach out to that sales@bad-elf.com email address and we can tell you how that works. But absolutely, we are fully capable of working with a wide range of rangefinders and lasers on the market.
All right, we have a lot of questions here, so I'm just going to keep going through them. The prices for the world market. So the same for the European market, tax, shipping.
Yeah, good question. So right now, all of our pricing is in standard USD dollars. We do ship overseas. And so when we do shipping across country borders, we would ask that the shipping be picked up by the organization purchasing the Flex, but we are absolutely shipping Flexes overseas. And in fact, we have our first overseas vendor on board in the UK. So if you are based in Europe, you've got somebody close to home, but we absolutely are shipping. We absolutely, so that price is that standard USD. So you'd have to do the conversion rate to your country's currency. But yes, we're absolutely getting these units outside the United States and we are shipping today.
Excellent, thanks, Nick. So what about vertical accuracy with and without RTK?
Vertical accuracy without RTK. So that's a great question. And honestly, this is one that's pretty easy to answer across the board, even for non-Bad Elf GPS. It's a safe assumption that most GPS or GNSS solutions will get 2 to 3 times the accuracy versus the horizontal. So what I'm saying is if you have a 5 centimeter horizontal accuracy, you're looking at 10 to 15 centimeters vertically. Through all the thousands of hours of testings we've done, we're averaging just slightly better than 2 times the horizontal accuracy. So if we say RTK with a 1 second observation, 1 second shot, and that's 1 centimeter of accuracy, you would expect 2 centimeters vertically. I do want to throw this out there if you're burning rapid or static shots, so you're doing averaging, we've seen millimeters way below sub-centimeter, and so highly, highly accurate. And so if you are a traditional surveyor, we are absolutely playing in that world, and extremely cost affordable at that. But yeah, we're getting some amazing results.
All right, Nick, a couple of other questions. What's included in the Flex equipment package?
What's included in the Flex equipment package? Well, I'll give you a virtual hug because we can't do that right now. But so in all seriousness, you would obviously get the Flex, right? And so one of the things I didn't mention, and it just reminded me that the Flex is made of aluminum. The casing is. The antenna on the top up here is a plastic cap. We've got a helical antenna, which is a little bit different than some of your standard disc antennas, those hamburgers you've seen. Just want to throw it out that the antenna in the Flex is integrated underneath this cap. So if you're thinking that why don't you see an antenna or some other piece of infrastructure here, well, the reason is we talk to our customers and everybody hates cables. So we got rid of every cable. So you get the superstructure here, you get a Pelican case. And so in fact, let me bend down here. You're going to get a case that looks like this, right? Inside that case, you're going to get a couple things. You're going to get an adapter to go down to a 1/4-20 mount. You're going to get a adapter for the USB on the go, so you can plug in a drive to do data downloading off of it. Other than that, that's basically it. It's a very simple product package. It's extremely easy to use. It comes with a quick start guide and explains how to set everything up. You can download the Flex app for free. There's no maintenance, no subscription, no support fees. We are a family atmosphere here. We want to work with you just like you are here next to us and we knew you like a family, right? And so we're not going to dog you for a bunch of support fees and maintenance fees and all of these different things. The app is free. You can download it. The one thing I will mention is we do have a really neat 6-piece tent pole style collapsible survey rod that's also available on the Bad Elf Marketplace if you are looking to purchase a survey pole with it. Yeah, so that's basically what comes with the Flex. We do offer some initial support. So you buy a Flex, you're gonna hear from me, and we're gonna sit down together through a Zoom meeting like this, and I'm gonna make sure you're up and running, no problem, wherever you are in the world. So.
All right, Nick, thank you. The next question is, if we start at the standard level, can you easily upgrade to the unlocked version?
Oh, love it. Absolutely. Yes, yes, and yes. Lots of our customers said, hey, budgets are tight. This year we could afford the standard Flex, but what if we could next purchasing cycle upgrade? And we said, deal. And so you can always upgrade down the road. And quite frankly, I'd recommend it. Why not? If you don't actually know the accuracy you need, why not try out a standard mode Flex, use a few tokens, get the high accuracy. And if you determine down the road that you don't want to keep utilizing the tokens, or perhaps you really only need high accuracy 5 or 6 times a year and tokens are perfect, you can always upgrade down the road, and that's forever.
All right, thanks, Nick. Do I need the higher level to get the 5 to 10 centimeter accuracy?
Good question. And so in standard mode, you can utilize a token. So that $25 a day. We do sell bulk tokens too, so there's an economy of scale factor if you want to buy a bunch of them. You would need to utilize the token and burn that token to get the 5 to 10 centimeter accuracy via L-band satellite correction. Without that, the standard Flex on average is going to be between 30 and 60 centimeters. Here in Phoenix, where I'm located and Larry is located, we're actually averaging 20 centimeters just turning the unit on in standard mode. So 30 to 60 centimeters spec'd, but quite frankly, depending where you are, you're going to get even better than that. But to get 5 to 10 centimeters, you would either need to utilize a daily token or unlock the Flex.
All right, we still have a lot of questions, and those questions that we don't get to, we will post back to the community. But a couple more real quick for you, Nick. Does the standard version utilize multiple frequency, L1, L2, L5?
No, it does not. So in standard version, it's going to be GPS only, L1 only. But let's just throw this out there that if you want to talk about that situation and you want to get some more information on how the different tiers work and what you're doing with your unit, again, we act like a family. And so we want to hear what you need. And as a family, we can always work it out. We are flexible, right? And so please let us know your needs.
All right, one last question, Nick. Do tokens have an expiration date?
No, they do not. So no expiration date on the token. So once you get a token, that token is yours forever. I will say that if you were to lose the token, so the token is going to be a QR code or a alphanumeric code. Sometimes we give them out on plastic pieces, like actual looking credit cards, or you get an email with that information in it. As long as you keep that information for your records, you will have it forever. So if you've ever, say, been in the cryptocurrency world, you know that unique ID attached to your crypto bank, you've got to always know that, right? And so as long as you have that code, these tokens are good forever.
All right, we got time for one more. Is what type of USB connector is on the back?
So it's going to be a USB mini. So not micro and not USB-C. We went with USB mini because it has a little bit more girth and stability. We found that the USB micros, they're really flimsy. If you've ever had a cell phone, you know by just plugging in and out, eventually within a couple of years that deteriorates. So yes, USB mini.
Okay, Nick. We have a number of questions left. which we could answer offline.
Okay. Yeah, so guys, we want to be respectful of everybody's time. We know everybody's super busy, and if you're calling in from somewhere around the world, you may be up at some awful time in the morning. So thank you for joining us today. We're going to consolidate those questions. We will make sure to respond to the group, everybody that was participating today with the answer to those questions. I also want to let everybody know that we will be posting this webinar video online in YouTube and sharing it via our social media platforms here shortly. And so please stay tuned for that. If you missed it or you wanted to pass this introductory webinar along to, say, a coworker or somebody else that may be interested. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to be having more webinars. So we're excited to say that in the next 48 hours, we'll be announcing our next webinar. So please stay tuned for that. We know it's summertime. You may be working from home. It may be too hot. And so we'd love to keep seeing you over and over again. We promise all of these webinars are going to be educational, informative. We're not here to just make a sales pitch. We'll be going through some best management practices. We're going to be getting into some more complex geodetic conversations. Additionally, aligned with this, we are a partner with a podcast called the Geoholics. If you've not heard of the Geoholics, I absolutely recommend taking a listen to them. We are putting together a GPS panel and getting all different kinds of people from the GNSS world to have a great discussion, sitting down at a virtual table and talking about everybody's needs going in to the future. And so we are going to be helping facilitate that with the Geoholics as part of the summer webinar series we're extremely excited about. But yes, I don't want to hold anybody any longer, please. We'll leave the session running for just a few minutes if you have a question you want to type in. But we'll see you again soon, hopefully. Please stay safe out there. We love you guys. We love working with you. We love hearing your questions. If you want to hear more about the Bad Elf Flex, please, sales@bad-elf.com. You want to get a hold of that special pricing right now, we're here for you. All right, adios. Cheers. We love you guys.